yeah.
Oh man, here we are. It is time.
This it might be one of my favorites. This has to be one of my favorites.
Yeah.
The I mean, because we started with doing getting involved with ScareNetwork TV with the Amityville Resurgence. And then we saw Malefice, and wow.
Yeah. This was killer. It was just can't even believe it.
No.
But
yeah, Dave Speaks, Eric Collins, so good. Featuring Ralph Sarchi in this.
And this is like, this is one of the ones that, is that that serendipity moment where
my name is Anna.
Like things are happening that are connecting us to ScareNetwork. And this is one of those points.
Yeah.
But let's get to the intro and let's talk about this documentary because I'm interested in the scores and what our thoughts are on it. So without further ado, 5, 4, 3, 2, show. Spirits. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for joining us as the Spirits with Spirits podcast presents Brews and Reviews, episode 3. I am your host, David, also known as the host with the most, and my partner in crime, the host for ghosts, Mr. John Watkins. The seeker of serenity, the protector of Italian virginity, the law enforcer of our Lord God, the one, the only,
John Watkins.
Died.
I just watched that yesterday too. Oh, I love that movie. But a movie that I love. This is not a movie. This is a documentary. This is a documentary.
So Brews and Reviews, and cheers everybody. We are here to review content on ScareNetwork TV, and this is this is episode 3, and we're getting into the documentary Malefice, which is what Billy believes to be like one of his crown jewels.
I can understand that. I really can.
Yeah, no, I can meet him there and say, dude, yeah.
Because I mean, and we've talked about this before, but no, we didn't do it for ScareNetwork when we talked about it.
No, we did it on the live stream.
Yeah, we did it on the live stream for Spirits of Spirits. It was season 3, episode 6, the house.
The demon and the beast.
Yeah. And it was fantastic. I think our score is going to be a little bit different now than when it was before.
Right. Because the scoring system for the lowdown changed slightly. So that it's more generalized for all genres as opposed to scoring just the specific genre.
Yeah.
So that took a couple of categories out, merged a couple of things together. So our scores are going to reflect a little bit different. But still really interesting.
Yeah.
But before we get rolling, let's look at the trailer for Malefice. To kind of give you an idea of what's going on. Check this out.
Pull him in, Dave. Pull him in.
Come and get it.
When you're a threat to the devil, he's going to seek to come after you.
If you take a soul from the devil, there's going to be hell to pay.
After I did this, I started to hear this man telepathically start to say to me, "You have hell to pay. You took those women from me." After this played out, at the side of my bed, I saw this big shadow, and it just said to me, "There are rules."
We definitely know that the demons play by rules. They play by God's rules. It's not even the devil's rules. He didn't make the game. He's a player within it.
This place is nasty. It's serious. It's dark.
The energy in that house was just way too much, and it was actually causing me physical pain. It was actually putting marks on me, which I've never had happen before. So I was just like, I gotta get out of this house.
This man that was doing the abortion, he was what we call a demonic puppet. He's being controlled by something very, very negative.
I knew I had to come back here. We had to find out more answers and to make sure hell is the home of this evil demonic entity.
Did it possess Robert in life?
That's for sure.
No! What's going to happen if we come out into the woods?
What is that?
There. You are rebuked, demon. You will leave Sean Austin alone from this point on, and you will go where the good Lord sends you, harming no one along the way. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Amen.
The rules have changed. If God was willing to take these souls of these women back into heaven, then I don't give a damn what the rules are of the devil. Then I'm breaking the right rules.
God does not allow evil to flourish without something good coming from it.
So let the wicked perish at the presence of God.
Are there certain things that Sean did that pissed that thing off?
Oh
Whoa.
my God.
Scream. Straight up.
Oh my God.
I want to go watch that movie.
I want to watch it again.
Oh.
So yeah, this is Malefice, you guys.
You know what, Dave?
And I know you can't. Shut up. Whatever. Shut up. So I have this autographed by the man himself.
I am so mad at Billy right now for sending you that. I'm so mad. So mad at Billy.
But dude, no, this is staying sealed and shrink wrapped because the autograph is on the plastic. So this will never be opened.
No,
I'm keeping this shit forever. It is going to be the herpes of my horror shelf because it is not going away. Now, this documentary is fucking awesome, and it's only an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So it
feels
damn packed with shit.
Shorter than that. So it just bam, it's over. It's like, oh no.
It's like, wait.
I want to see so much more.
Yeah. So basically they go to this town in Ohio and to do an investigation of a brothel.
Yeah.
And they're staying in this house.
Yes.
And they're like, shit, we're getting activity. Yeah. We're getting activity in the house. Yeah. So let's go back and do activity. This is 2015, right?
Yeah.
So they go back and they're doing just an investigation of the house that they were staying in. This was just their B&B that they were just staying at. And they do an investigation, and Sean passes on a couple of spirits and then basically just gets tormented by an entity for years.
Yeah.
Until he goes back. So the documentary has a little bit of that past footage.
Yep.
And then the whole thing is about him going back and getting closure.
Yeah.
With what happened and, taking this thing on.
Yeah.
That was basically like treating him like his own personal bitch for 5 years.
Yeah. Yeah. You can, I think you could, as great as this is, I think you can tell this is still new to the game for Billy.
Yeah.
When it comes to this type of videoing and editing, but man, the story here that's laid out, I mean, that trailer is phenomenal.
Yeah. Now that hooked me from the start, bro. I was like, I saw that trailer and I was like, dude, this is, I've got to see this.
I think I liked the Bel Air House trailer better, but I thought this one was so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. I liked the Demon House trailer too, but this was raw in comparison. This was like visceral. This trailer was
the one knock I would give on this trailer, and this is why my score ended up the way it was. Is I think he gave up too much in the trailer.
I agree.
I
agree. The trailer itself is over 2 minutes long.
Yeah.
And I think he could have cut that down to a minute and a half, even a little bit less.
Yeah.
I think still got his point across and left all the goody stuff.
Yeah.
I do think he let the cat out of the bag too much. I agree.
A little too much. Too much spoiler.
I mean, but there's still a lot more good stuff in the documentary.
Yeah, I said, but then when you watch the documentary, you realize how much more there is involved in this documentary.
Nice.
Yeah.
And it's just phenomenal. It's phenomenal. The cast,
great.
Dave Spinks, Eric Connors, Sean Austin, Billy Lewis. The cast is spot on. The emotion that you get from the characters in this is great. This was so good. I remember watching this a year ago almost.
Hang on, I got a picture of the whole crew. So this is everybody that was there.
Yeah. So there's Sean on the left, Dave Spinks standing next to him, Eric in the middle. I don't know the guy in plaid standing in between Eric and Billy, but that's Billy all the way to the right.
Right. I think it was just someone there helping operate the cameras. But yeah, I didn't get his name either.
I didn't get his name. It's probably in the credits, of course, being an audio visual guy, probably. I didn't get his name. Maybe it's Abraham because it said it twice now.
Maybe.
But man, I look at my score from pretty much a year ago because we talked about this in season 3, episode 6. We just did episode 8. So this is literally a year ago that we talked about this. And my scores are pretty close. Pretty close. I mean, if it wasn't for the change of the scoring system, I'd probably still be spot on.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think there was not much was changed, but words, were changed to represent more.
Yeah.
And we do have the addition of the audio element, which is something that we did not have originally. So that changed the score a little bit.
And how'd you feel about the audio on this?
I like the audio. Now the audio in the trailer kind of cracked me up because you get that Excalibur audio, that ha 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 ha, right? And I'm thinking, okay, because Ralph Sarchi's doing his thing with his crucifix that's 3 feet long, and he's like, you're not gonna bother shot. But there's one thing that Ralph says in there, because he has in the documentary, he has a phone conversation. He's having a FaceTime with Sean, and he tells Sean, he goes, "It's time to put your big boy pants on."
Yeah.
And get dirty because something's gonna happen. And I just that's so Ralph, because we had the interview with him before we saw this documentary.
Yeah.
The first time. And I'm like, I could see Ralph saying that. Put your big boy pants on because it's about to get real.
I hope you brought your milk boots because you're about to get dirty.
Yeah. So I thought that was hilarious. And I'm still happy that he tried to pick a fight with you, even though I was the one who said dead
Yeah.
file. I was all too happy.
Me, Ralph. It was Dave.
It was Dave. He was like, now I'm gonna come there to Colorado and kick your ass. And I'm like, yeah, do it. I mean, no, don't
do that.
Dude, love Ralph, dude. And
yeah,
even though he wasn't there, he helped Sean through this.
Yeah,
and that's an impact, an element in this documentary that you don't get in others.
No, you don't.
A little bit in Amityville, but Amityville kind of Ralph was there more.
Yeah, Ralph actually went there with him.
Ralph actually was there with Sean and Billy in the car when the thing floated through the window. And I'd like to go back and actually review the Amityville Resurgence and score this later.
Oh yeah, get that on YouTube.
Yeah, we got to get this here. Anyway, let's go to the first clip. So this is from the beginning, and this is something that I noticed in the other one when we had in Demon Castle when we had the pig face.
Okay.
There's another like an image behind an image, which was really cool. But this kind of shows like three different video types in here. So you got a little like an interview thing, and then there's a B-roll thing with a superimposed image, and then there's another image. So check this out.
Scream. It was a representation of the pain and the anger all in one, that I've stolen something from this man, as if these women's spirits were his property. And they certainly weren't. And if God was willing to take these souls of these women back into heaven, then I don't give a damn what the rules are of the devil. Then I'm breaking the right rules.
Well, that's good. I do like that.
I like how that, because he had the B-roll of the whole pan and scan thing, which Billy's really good at doing that. He does that a lot.
Good drone footage there.
So you got that. Yeah, you got that footage of the house, right? And
coming
then
from behind the tree.
Right, yeah, it goes from behind the tree, and you come out of the house, and then you got that bench, that swing, and you got that superimposed image of a woman.
Yeah,
that's behind it. Yeah. And then you get the three of them, like they're talking, like
yeah,
right at the end there. And the whole time it's like Sean's narrating, but really he's talking the whole time.
Yeah, he's talking the whole time.
Position. Yeah. And there's a lot of that in this documentary. There's a lot of this 3-stage stuff. I've got another clip that we'll show a little bit later. That's kind of the same thing, but he does this 3-stage thing to where he goes from B-roll to some kind of cool little effect, and then to interviewing someone, and the whole time they're talking.
Yeah. Okay.
And I dig that. I dig this element that Billy did that I actually haven't seen him do in the other two that we've watched.
No, not yet. Not like this.
Yeah, but I think one thing that I like about this one is it's more raw and single person than what we've seen with Demon Castle and with the Bel Air house.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. I can see where you're going with that. Yeah,
so I got more of a creep factor out of this because it played more like a found footage movie.
Yeah, this one felt you wanted to turn the light on this one, right?
Yeah. You want to turn a light on, have someone sitting next to you.
Yeah, the creep factor here was great.
The creep factor here was astounding. It was really, really good. I highly recommend this one. I don't know how it was shot, but it was. I think Billy did a good job of mixing, like phone footage with his B-roll, with his camera work, and you could tell the difference between the three.
The big thing with me with so far, with the three that were done, including this one, is the audio. I want the audio better.
Yes.
with technology nowadays, there's no reason I should hear the echoes of them talking. They have wireless mics that hook right into your system that they could be using, and I wish that he would utilize those more instead of just relying on his mic from the cameras and the cell phones and things like that. Because I know they're not walking around out there with the boom mic to where you get this awesome audio that you get in movies, because it is a documentary.
Yeah.
But they do have these wireless mics. Hey, I saw a commercial for one the other day. It sounded amazing. I was like, man, I could probably use that for the show. But
Say
I was
we
like,
should do that for the show.
yeah. But you know, I love this mic, and I don't think I'll
Lord
ever
of
get rid of it.
Demons.
It's Lord of Demons.
Lord of Demons. Okay, so that I mean, there's okay. There's something here that I agree with that statement.
But I just think that the audio here could be better.
Agree with that. I agree with that, and I think that's now I changed my position on a couple of things here as well from our score a year ago. I actually went back and I watched our live stream part where we scored this and talked about it and stuff like that. And I think that our tastes have sophisticated a little bit.
I think so too. I mean, 4
because
seasons
we were just coming into ScareNetwork TV at that time. And it was we had really only watched Amityville and then Malefice, and that was it.
Yeah.
And Beast of Bladenboro. Which Billy will tell you himself is his like a second tier title.
Yeah. He was shocked on
still really fun, but I mean, unfortunately, that's the one that we scored in front of him live.
Yeah.
And I feel bad about that.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And he thought we overscored it.
and he's like, that's fair. And I'm like, okay. And we were like, yeah, well, I'm sorry, Billy, but here's my Ozark Howler impression. But yeah, let's take a look at the second. The second, exactly. Let's take a look at the second clip, as my ghost tube so elegantly told me. But let's take a look at this similar thing where you get this 3-shot deal, and I really like this about this documentary. Check this out.
For them, I don't care if you're screaming and yelling and cursing at me. If they're asking for help, I will say a prayer for them.
Demons will never ask for prayer, that's for sure. They will never ask you to pray for them. Never. So if you have a spirit that's asking you to pray, then you'd be pretty much 100% sure that you're dealing with a human spirit.
Yeah. So same type of thing. This was like you got a little FaceTime thing with Ralph Sarchi. You have an interview with Sean.
Yeah.
And then you have this chair on fire in the middle of it. And I was like, no, that looked really cool to me.
No, it was good. He did really good with the visualizations on this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I quite liked them. There's a lot of good things to like about Malefice. Even picking it apart, it's hard to give it a bad score.
Yeah. It is. Speaking of bad scores, let's go to our highlights.
Oh, highlights.
And go to the highlights. And that's it. So highlights on it. This is one we threw some 10s at. So John, you threw 10s at the ending in the story.
Yeah, the story on this was phenomenal. What happened, how they ended up there, why they went back, and everything that's going on. I wish there was a little bit more information about the location itself, but the story itself of why they're there, how they ended up there to begin with was great. The ending and how they resolve everything there was phenomenal. It still left me wanting more because there's so much going on. It seemed short, but it's really not that short. It's an hour and a half long.
It's an hour and a half. That's a good documentary length,
Yeah,
but
that's a good
I think
documentary length. It's like, man, you could have done a
I think
3-part
they could have
series.
done a whole other part to it. Yeah.
That's what it felt like when you're watching this. But I thought the closure here for the ending was actually good.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. I love the ending here.
Yeah.
So then nines, you actually have nines for, of course, the cast, because you recognize most of the guys now.
Yeah.
The trailer you gave 9, and then for the genre and subgenre. So the genre score is for the documentary itself.
Yeah.
And then the subgenre is paranormal. So this is how we score the paranormal. So why 9s on both of those?
I'll honestly tell you the truth, I probably could have gone 10 on the subgenre. 9 documentary style. This is a documentary I put up against any other documentaries. You know, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be right there with them.
Why is he here?
Great documentary. It's shot well. The interviews are great. Like I said, the reason it's not a 10, I want more about the location. I want a little bit more history here. What's going on?
Yeah. And this is the thing, they kept the history kind of secretive. They're like
low key, right?
Or like they don't really know all the history about the location.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. Now,
you know, you got the Robert thing and things like that they discuss in the trailer, but that's kind of the gist of the history here. And I just wish there was
not much history going on.
The subgenre being paranormal.
Yeah.
It could be a 10 here. It really could. I might have underscored the subgenre, but for a paranormal aspect here, they hit all the marks. You know, you got everything that you want in there, and I'm not going to give nothing away and tell you what's actually in the documentary. I want you guys to go watch it.
Explain this
But
equipment.
It's explain this microphone.
Explain this equipment. Podcast board.
But it could be a 10, but I think they it could have brought more. It could have brought more at the same time. And that could be maybe because it left me wanting more. Why end up being a 9? That's not necessarily a bad thing either, right? So I don't know. There were. I think I want to stay there at the 9. I like the 9 here. I think that's right for this one.
Yeah. So I mean, we're taking the average score between us, so that's not a big deal. So for me though, I have again 10. I have 10s for ending and story as well. Because I think the story is phenomenal. I think the mystery element of the location kind of intrigued me because I want to know more about the location.
Yeah.
But I think the ending was phenomenal. I loved how it ended.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah. I gave a 10 to the direction here because I thought Billy's direction on this was really good. And mainly because he made it really creepy for me. I mean, and I don't know if he did that by accident or what, but this, and this is why subgenre I gave a 10, because I really thought the paranormal factor was paramount here.
Yeah, the creep factor is definitely great. It is definitely great.
It was amazing. I mean, going by, they're, just one little tidbit, they're sleeping on the couch, and something happens, and you're like, I was like, oh shit. It basically, this was like the best Paranormal Activity movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's really great, and the cell phone
was
footage is phenomenal.
Really, really cool stuff. The growls and the sounds. But yeah, I agree with the sounds. This was not the best as far as sound goes. I did end up going an 8 with that.
Okay, a little bit higher than me. Okay.
Yeah, you went 7, I went 8. That's not too bad. Now, as far as 9s, we kind of match. I went cast, trailer, and genre with my 9s.
Okay,
and I agree. I think it's a great documentary. I would put it up against any documentary I've seen. But I think because it was more raw and creepy, like more of a paranormal,
more found footage type film,
like a found footage type film. What didn't quite hit that documentary element high enough for me to warrant a 10.
Yeah.
And I agree with you that it didn't have enough information.
Yeah.
Like with documentaries, you need to be educated or angry, and I didn't get either one there. Because I was excited. I mean, you know, I got a paranormal boner because it was great. So I was digging on that. But yeah, I think for me, this was I agree with Billy. I think this was his home run.
Man,
and it's not.
I mean, I love Malefice.
It's not an hard putting up
against Demon.
We're only 3 in.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know how many home runs he's got, but this is my favorite of the first 3 we've watched.
I can see that. I think Bel Air House might be my favorite. Although Demon Castle is freaking phenomenal. I think maybe Demon Castle might have to be my favorite, honestly. Tell you the truth. Of the 3 that we've gone,
I would be close second there, but I've got a soft spot for Amityville Resurgence. So I'm anxious to see how we score that because of our connection to that location.
Yeah.
All right.
I know how we scored it, but it's gonna be see where we scored again.
Yeah, we're gonna score it again with the, you know.
Wow. So what does that bring us to with our average here, Dave?
Yeah. Let's take a look at the final scores because I've got the card up. So our final score on Malefice as a documentary is, John, you give it an 87. I gave it a 91 for an average score of 89.
Ooh, that's good.
This is the highest score we've given so far.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're only scratching the surface, and I use that term literally because of what surface has been scratched in this documentary. But great. This is a great documentary. This is one that I would say, you know what? If you get a chance, if you go on ScareNetwork TV for the first time, this is the documentary I want you to watch first.
Oh, is it though?
It is for me because I think this is raw and visceral, and then the quality of the documentary work gets better.
Yeah, well, okay, all right, okay. Like if you want to see a true progression of Billy Lewis, start with the Beast of Bladenboro.
Yeah, start with Beast of Bladenboro because he did do that one earlier.
Yeah,
but
and then work your way from there. But
when you're doing a wrestling show, your curtain jerk or your first match has to be not like better than your main event, but really good to it's got to get the crowd riled up.
Got to pull
and get you wanting more. And this documentary will get you wanting more.
Yeah, absolutely, and it does. It really does. It really does. Yeah. Wow, man, that our highest score so far. That's good.
Highest score so far.
Way to go, Billy.
Good job,
Billy and Sean and those guys over there. That's good stuff, man.
That was awesome. All right, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Brews and Reviews, episode 3, where we looked at the Malefice documentary, and we highly recommend it. It is a great watch. What is the next one that we're going to do? Do we know?
Yeah, I do.
We're doing Darkness in Suburbia, right?
Yes, sir. We're going to do that 7-part series.
We're going to do the 7-part series, Darkness in Suburbia, for our next Brews and Reviews. That will be in 3 weeks' time, you guys. So you should probably see it, I would say, like early April.
Yeah.
Is when we'll release it. And then I'm hoping that the Ursa Shrine comes out shortly around that point. Because I want Ursa Shrine to be.
We got the Shanley coming out soon.
Yeah, we got the Shanley, and I think that's going to be awesome. And that's, I know that Billy has talked about that with us before, so I'm anxious to do that one.
Letchworth to still do.
We need to go back and do Letchworth and do the Ritz, and
I want you out.
Shit, there's so many.
The Devil Down South.
Look at all the ones behind here.
All the ones in the picture. Look at that, and you're gonna see it. But yeah, no, you guys, this has been an absolute pleasure. But we're gonna get out of here. So for John and myself, we want to thank you. Cheers to you guys. We'll see you next time on Brews and Reviews. Bye, everybody.
Spirits.